First, I want to point out that in order to understand this article, the ones I have published before should be read. As we can remember what is memorized during the same working state, we understand that there are one or more brain areas that the author calls zone of short-time memory or short-time memory. Next, I shall call receptor neurons the neurons that conform to this class of memories. In addition, thanks to that, we can remember the next day and or several days after what was memorized the day before. We deduce that there is also what I shall call one or more long-term memories, but as what has been previously inscribed in the long run can be evoked when what is caught in the short time is being taken seriously. It is understood that, as discussed in the previous section, short-term memories are stored in areas different from those in the long term. In addition, since there cannot be a brain zone that fulfills two functions at the same time, as I proved previously, it is understood that what is engraved in the short term must be transferred into the long-term one. In view of the fact that this type of transfer cannot be remembered, it is deduced that it takes place during the sleep state which succeeds that of sleep during which short-term gratification has occurred. Finally, thanks to the fact that each class of memory can be evoked after several working states in particular form, it is understood that for each short-time zone, there is one in the long term which concerns is specifically in which is serious during the sleep, that everything that has been memorized before the previous sleep state. Indeed, all memories, whatever they may be, can be recalled in the short term after they have been learned during the same day and after the later. They can be evoked in the long term. When there is a second memorization of the same element in a long-term zone, if the energy that composes it is part of a segment other than that in which it was initially etched in the same neuron, integrating this zone. It may be too weak for any of these segments to be able to be read, for lack of the minimum energy potential necessary to cause it, something that does not happen because when the same element is memorized several times, it becomes more and more easy to remember. As a consequence of this, it is deduced that a single unitary element, which may be a fact or another type of element, such as a behavior, may be etched once in a single segment of the genome of the neuron constituting the memories long term that contain it permanent. Also, its memorization repeats several times. For this, it is understood that during each of these memorization, part of the energetic energy is added to that which was already being engraved similarly. However, it should be noted that we can recall the same event which took place in different situations on the basis of successive memories, during which it is evoked each time in different contexts, which implies that in this case it must be engraved in several segments in the corresponding cerebral zone. On this occasion, it should be noted that the outer call context information simultaneously or simply linked to the dominant fact. In the later case, to understand how the single element can be activated in several places at once in the same neurons that constitute a long-term brain zone, but can be registered in only one segment of the genome of the neurons that compose it. It must be taken into account that the same element can integrate different types of information, but also can be it in itself in unilateral information. Therefore, it is deduced that the unit engraved in one segment of a genome cannot fit into another in the same way, but that part of what is etched if can be written into another segment when the information that contains this part are distinct from each other or from others, which means that there can not be exactly the same unitary information in two different segments in the same genome, but that if there can be an information engraved in a particular segment in unitary from an participating of a set or of several other inscribed in distinct segments of the first and between them of the same genome. This article was writing on the basis of my work, Le fonctionnement du cerveau, the functioning of the brain, published by Amazon.com books, which summarize my research and discoveries.